President Biden plans to house migrants at a Texas military base. Last week a federal judge struck down Title 42, which was established under the Trump administration during COVID. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention's CDC, Title 42 allowed law enforcement to remove border crossers and illegal aliens who crossed the Texas-Mexican border. Department of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas asked for 5 more weeks before the law was overturned. So, Title 42 will remain in effect until December 21, which is less than 4 weeks from now. A city official referenced how Afghans were housed at Fort Bliss last year and believed the same should be done for migrants crossing the Texas-Mexican border. At a city council meeting, it was discussed opening Fort Bliss to house migrants once Title 42 is lifted. An official said, "We have made that point very clear to the federal government that, one way to solve this also would be to open up Fort Bliss. No different than how we did with the Afghans. We've reached out. We've challenged everyone we've talked to, with respect to this crisis." Carlos Rivera, spokesperson for U.S. Border Patrol El Paso sector said, "We're still operating under Title 42 here for the El Paso sector. We're still expelling those migrants that are amenable to Title 42, but again, the majority of the migrants are possibly looking to seek asylum. They're nationalities that are not amenable for Title 42. Congressional Representative Escobar asks for more funding. On Tuesday, Congresswoman Veronica Escobar sent a letter to the Appropriations Committee Rosa DeLauro and Ranking Member Chuck Fleischmann. She asked them to prioritize 2023 funding for the El Paso Processing Center. She wrote, "In 2021, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, purchased 60 acres of land from the city of El Paso as the first step in building a new JPC for the region. This land was purchased using funds from the Emergency Supplemental Appropriations Package for Humanitarian Assistance and Security at the Southern Border Act of 2019. The updated facility would increase CBP and El Paso's capacity to efficiently process migrants and ease overcrowding at existing processing centers, which are too old and small to adequately handle current processing needs." However, construction on the facility had not started before the funding from 2019 had to be repackaged and reappropriated to prevent losing it, leaving CBP with 60 acres of land and no funding for further development. Veronica Escobar is working to make the situation better in the new year for El Paso. What do you feel about Fort Bliss accepting migrants once Title 42 is lifted?